Hey divas, quick video. I've literally just spent 7 hours straight, then I'm going to blow dry because I am going to an event tomorrow. And I wanted to feel fresh. I've literally just spent 7 hours detoxing my house. Loads of cupboards and drawers. I've still got probably another day of doing this, but I don't have the time right now. So it's a good start, really just having to clear lots of stuff of Aria's, giving stuff away. I gave my cleaner a whole lot of stuff. Going to be mailing some stuff. I've got people coming to pick up stuff, giving a lot to charity. Anyway, just getting really ready. I just felt this real call to clear. So that's Lisa texting me. I literally just drove past her and I was like, go diva, rock it. So my video today really is about a couple of things. What do you need to purge to emerge? What do you need to clear? Because we don't really need a lot of stuff, do we? And we certainly don't need to carry a lot of stuff to go into the new dimensions. So I'm inviting you to purge your office, your space, your drawers, your undie drawers, your kids' stuff, and just get really grounded and really clear. And the other mantra that I want to invite all of you to really chant and feel into, it's just such a simple invocation, but I think that it's something, hey, gorgeous, yes, ready to let more in, absolutely, more space. I literally felt like I couldn't breathe. I was just like, this has got to go, I can't do it anymore. And thankfully it was on the day that my cleaner was coming, because it was just like, she helped me and she's so strong. She's like almost 6 foot and she's like carrying all this stuff. Anyway, you should see my rubbish bin area as well. It's just full of papers and just stuff. And I also really feng shuied Aria's room to create a lot more structure and organization in her bedroom, play area, a new routine around boundaries and when she's reading books, when she's getting ready for bed, when she's brushing her teeth. We just need to be a lot more clear with her as well. So it's a message all around. So the other part that I wanted to mention today, which is so important, hey Debbie, hey Kyles, is this is so important. Someone wrote to me and she's very talented and she's not really selling yet, and sort of having that wobble, and it happens a lot because it's part of the ascension, really. And it's usually when someone is so close, right? And they have that feeling of kind of maybe freaking out, and that's okay, because it's usually when, hey gorgeous, when things are about to shift. Honestly, you can hear people say that time and time again. I call it my F this shit moment, where you just like, okay. So today I had an F this shit moment. I was just like, this stuff has got to move. I just need a lot more space, right? And so you make it happen. You do the 7 hours of cleaning, or you spend 7 hours working on an opt-in page, and you just get it done, right? So the big thing here around money, monetization, I really want to just focus on is you can be doing sort of all the right things, kind of, but then you have to be really honest with yourself. Are you really doing what you need to do? Are you scattered, or are you very deliberate on what the core steps are? If you're not clear on what your core steps are, then let me know, because we've got to get laser lucid clear. I'm doing a live call tomorrow night, Wednesday in Australia. I think it's about 6:30 Australia. You should have received, or you should be receiving, an email today about that. We do send an email out 24 hours always before a call. If you're not receiving those, please let me know. It always has a Zoom link in there. So being succinct and deliberate and really clear and not sort of all over the place is so important, because otherwise we're putting out this really kind of very mixed message to life, the universe. If we're going into quantum physics, right? Kind of saying, I'm not sure what I want, I'm not organized, I'm all over the place, I don't really know what I'm doing. So what really began to shift for me, everything began to shift, I should say, when I started to be very like grounded and deliberate. Like, okay, I need to get that opt-in done. I'm just going to get the copy done today. Done. I'm going to revise it one more time, sending it off to the editor. Done. Next step. What's the next thing? So it's like maybe looking at 10 things and then just doing one thing at a time. Because otherwise there's this thing called context switching. You may have heard about it. But basically, if you have a lot too much going on at one time, we tend to not accomplish much at all. And we go into states of overwhelm. So the way that I do things is I usually write down the 10 things, and those 10 things might happen in a month, they might happen in a week, they might happen in 2 months. I just need to like pace myself and look at what's happening in my life, what's a priority, and then being very, very, very deliberate around getting it done, right? And then what's the priority, and then doing each task step by step, like one thing first, then move over to the next step. Okay, so I also then break it down. If it's a bigger project, like say a webinar, there's the email sequences, there's the ad copy. I write every single thing, the opt-in, making sure the thank you page is right. Maybe getting some more testimonials together, maybe videoing someone around their testimonial case studies, whatever it is, doing a video ad, doing all these different things. So I then so each project would probably have at least sometimes 10 steps if it's a bigger project especially. And then I just chunk that down and do one thing at a time. And I'll put it in my diary. Anyway, to round this up, I also wanted to talk about, you could be doing all these things, but if you have a block around receiving, it's going to be really hard, right? So I think we need to all make a conscious choice in this moment going forward when you hear and watch this video, that you can just say to Dear Creative, that is, please teach me to absolutely open my heart, body, and bank account on my life to deep, deep, effortless, divine, and sacred receiving. Allow me to release all karmic bonds, ties, threads, contracts, obligations, commitments, vows from past lifetimes, this lifetime, and future lifetimes from me now, so that I may literally speak my truth, show up online, and allow in the most incredible, responsible, heart-aligned, conscious, divine clients. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am now living in a vortex of divine receiving. I am more than enough. I am holy, and I receive with grace. My life is easy. Making money is easy. Speaking my truth is easy because I trust myself. I honor myself. I honor my message. I honor my vision. I honor those women and clients that I'm here to serve. I claim my rightful place. I take up space, and I sing, speak, share my message with complete conviction, clarity, and power. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So tap into what it would feel like to really have consistent, whatever it is. Maybe it's 20K months, maybe it's 30K months, maybe it's 50K months, maybe it's 100K months. Whatever amount you really desire, really feel into receiving it. I'd like every single one of you watching this video, who goes to watch this video, to let me know what it is that you really want in your business. You may decide that you just be really happy with 20K months or something for the next, say, year or whatever, or 10, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. You can raise that one, but I just want I want to know what's a stretch, but something that doesn't make you feel uncomfortable, like too uncomfortable, where you are going to go into fight and flight about it, right? Something that you really feel deep in your heart that is absolutely doable. And I just said to Naomi, who had her first 5K, that's wonderful. And it's also my job to invite you to expand even more. And I know that she can do 10K easily. I know she can. So the moment that you begin to feel into the number, you will actually begin to energetically be open more to receiving that, right? So another thing that you can also do, which is what I do that helps me a lot, is I always ask for the healing. I always ask to see what it is I need to see. And I ask the Creator and the Divine God, whatever you want to call it, for radical divine healing. I say that I'm switched on to it in every single moment. So I'm I am really up for the ride in terms of my ascension. So I ask for automatic healing and release. So you can actually ask the universe and the divine to allow yourself to have automatic healing. Yes, there's all the beautiful things like kinesiology and energy healing and Reiki and mantra and prayer. For me, I do it all, right? But for prayer and the invocation, and then asking the law of the divine and energy to bring in radical healing and radical awareness, so that you can see and release those patterns, right? I allow myself to receive consistent 20K months with ease. Yes. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. And then I want to know how that feels, Debbie. I really want you to let me know, how does it feel to have that? How are you living? How are you running your business? How are you in your life? How are you with your partner? How are you with your divine child? How do you live your life? What are you doing? And how does that feel? So, and why are you doing it? What do you want? What is your soul desiring? So let's get really clear around why you want it. What are you going to buy with it? Where will you be investing in a property? What are you going to do with the money? So this will help ground it in. This will help you take risks. This will help you really catalyze your own energetic field in order to bring it forward. So the same for you, Amy. Why do you want 40K? What are you going to do with 40K a month? So that's about $500,000, I think, a year. So what type of life is that going to, what's it going to give you materially, spiritually, emotionally, physically? And what do you ask yourself? What do I need? You can do your own healing. Like, what do you need to release in order to receive that? Go to whatever comes up. Don't censor yourself. If it's like you get a vision of your husband, you get a vision of your grandfather, you get a word that comes up, right? For you, there's a little bit of a vibration sometimes of like a panic. So where does a panic come from? Is it abuse? Is it race? Is it to do with something? I keep getting the male line in your family too, Amy. Like, what is it about? Because if there's a bit of that fight-flight vibration, it's usually because there's been a trauma, or it's actually distrust, right? And we all have that. And we all have to look at it, right? How are we leading? How are we breathing? How are we functioning moment to moment? I see it a lot because I can also see it sometimes, obviously, also in myself. So it's like people are saying, they do the work, but it's like, how are you doing the work? What is the energy behind doing the work, right? People can get on video. They can start getting on video. They're getting on video. They're still not selling. What's the vibration that you're bringing to the table when you're on a video? Are you proving? Are you holding back? Are you really not inviting people? Like today, I put up an invitation. I put up a sacred invitation. Example. So you should be saying that. I'm inviting you to move beyond the trauma. I'm inviting you to release lifetimes of poverty and shame and abuse exposed. Release it, and you're releasing that timidity, that timidness. Like, what's that about? So, Amy, so that's a call to action. Basically, everything that you're going through and releasing and healing right now in order for you to receive the 40K a month, for example, this is vital information for your own radical, divine, and sacred healing, which is happening in this moment and going forward, right? I want to know what it would feel like to not have that any longer. And what's the opposite of poverty? What's the opposite of having shame? And what is the story around it? Freedom to owe no one, right? So there's a lot of like this debt consciousness, that guilt around owing. So what if it was just leveraged that you were probably going to be, say you're going to be one of the richest women, say you ended up earning 100K easily a month, right? What would that feel like? And what are the core beliefs that you have to release? Like, write them down. Who do you have to forgive? Do you have to forgive yourself? What is the legacy and the story that you've taken on through the generations? Let's look at it, right? And the timidness, what's that about? Is that keeping you safe? Has someone told you can't be the vivacious woman that you are, that you need to suppress it? And by the way, all of this stuff, stopping intergenerational death and poverty. So is that about slavery as well, Amy? Because this is all stuff that you need to teach and talk about as well. I want you to process it and write it all down for yourself. And it's also going to become part of your intellectual property. Because this is stuff that's not really addressed in the marketplace. Yes, okay, so it's that slavery and stuff like that, which actually probably wasn't that long ago. So I really, I'm getting chills down my whole body. I want you to write about it. I want you to tell me the story. I want, it's so beautiful to see you, Amy, because you're such a glorious creature, showing up online and sharing your beauty and your power and your vivaciousness. And I think we're ready to hear more about your generational story, the legacy of that, what that's meant for you as a woman now, and what it's calling forward for you to heal, because that story is the one that we all want to hear, and you need to tell it, and it's going to be very, very healing for your community, and it's going to take you on a trajectory of actually bringing in the money. And I've just got chills everywhere. Okay, Debbie says I need to release frantic energy, fear-based energy, scattered energy. Yeah, so in deliberate strategy. So, Debbie, I know I've also triggered you a bit. You're so loving and so beautiful and so kind to me. And then I can also feel the vibration a little bit last week of that triggering, which is all good, right? And so, Divine Woman, you don't really own or see fully your brilliance. So we got to start there. And I want you to visualize and see that body, that soul, and that body of yours your soul and that spirit coming back into your body. Because it's like you're running. Either running away from something, running away from someone, and it's like kind of running energy. If I just keep running and going, I'll survive, right? It's a survival mechanism. Where was that sort of energetic break for you? When did it start? Was it early childhood? How long have you actually been doing this pattern for? Because it's not recent. It's been going on for a long time. And what's it actually cost you, right? Because I know that you've had health issues. So I'd like to hear you tell more of that story as well. I want to know, because for you too, this is going to shift your teaching. It's going to take you into being a really deep strategist and spiritual teacher. And we're going to ground that energy in, right? Because, every single woman here, Kylie who's here, Joanne, Debbie, Amy, so talented, so incredibly gifted. We don't have an issue with that, right? It's, do you claim it? Do you see it? And have we let go of those cords, the threads, the energy that really is dragging us down, right? So for me, I had that frantic, fear-based energy, that scattered energy for probably up till about, even 37, 38, right? Only from 5 years ago, working on really mainly clearing it. So I think give yourself a pat in the back that you see it, that you admit it, because really that's the process of deeply healing. And I want you to just take a moment to feel into what it will feel like for you to feel so at peace, grounded in your power, clearly articulating your message, your voice, your prices, calling people in to take action, calling people in to work with you, calling people in to do their own healing, right? And you're just really if you could imagine your favorite actress or your favorite business entrepreneur or someone like a Spanx founder, Sarah Blakely, how do you think she holds herself? How is she speaking at a board meeting? How is she showing up in the world? I really want you to feel into that, because it'll help you go, oh my God, that's a part of me that I need to cultivate. And I'm going to give myself permission to be grounded, at peace, and really trusting in my divinity, trusting in my talent, trusting in my voice, trusting in my path that I've chosen, that you have more than enough to do this work and to monetize this work, right? I don't know if anyone has done any more comments. It's poverty and lack of belief. You're spot on. You're right on about early childhood. Okay, so I want to know what was it that happened there? What were the learnings? What was the messaging? Because, you know, so for me, you know, and maybe we've all had a lot of this, it's not safe. I'm not safe. So when you have the belief I'm not safe, I mean, that creates major adrenal issues. That scattered energy where we're not really cultivating and working with our intuition. We're not as much between left, right, and left brain because everything's kind of in chaos. So let's look at what were some of the messages that you tapped into, and start writing them down so that we can start to rewrite them and reprogram as well. And I can get also Rebecca tagged into this, and she can tune in and get a lot of the different things that we're going to want to work on, right, in terms of new belief systems. But it's a poverty and lack of belief. So why don't you believe? Why don't you believe? Like, what is the story there? What is the belief that you've actually been given? Like, why not believe? You know, like, what's happening there? Because that's basically so pivotal, isn't it? It's belief is the holy grail, and faith, right? There's never enough money. My parents went bankrupt. We didn't have a lot of money to do anything, even food, when their business went bankrupt. Okay. So I'm not safe. I'm going to starve. So you've basically taken on your biography has become your biology, right? Your biography, the story of that has become your biology. So that's in your cells. So you really want to listen to my meditations and my prayers, right? And I'm going to get some more healing with that done as well. My parents went bankrupt. We didn't have a lot of money. So we need to also look at separating yourself from that. So like processing it and understanding, really loving and healing your inner child and holding your inner child and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that you were so scared. I'm so sorry that you went through that, and give yourself lots of love and tell your inner child that you're now liberating your inner child from that story. Because really what's happening is all realities exist like at once, right? So what you want to do is basically go back to that time and talk to your inner child and really speak to her and allow her to be free from that story. And I would do an energetic cord clearing. I've got an energy cord clearing that you guys can do. I've got it written up, so I'll make sure that you get it. But make sure that you do a clearing with your mum and dad, do a clearing with that whole time, and then literally see every single cell of your being rewiring. I've got this beautiful visualization called a pink love visualization. So you basically start with at the top of your crown, and I go right down to the tip of my toes, and I literally see every single cell of my being transforming back into golden light. I actually see every single cell pulsing with pink beautiful love and light, and I see a little smiley face on it. So any darkness, any pain, any trauma, usually I will see it as red or black or ugliness, literally shifting out through every single cell of my being, and then slowly being replaced by the pink, warm, juicy, yummy light, right? And I see that pulsing and vibrating, and sometimes it might get stuck in your heart, and just say, I now receive love and I let this go with grace. I now receive love and let this go with grace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just take time to breathe through it until it literally goes down. It might get stuck in your sacral chakra, around that yoni area, down through your legs, into your toes and out into the soil. And just keep doing that meditation and that visualization every single day until what you feel is a clear channel in your body. That means every single cell, you can literally see every single cell, the bloodstream, the energy in your body, pure and just full of love and pink, warm, yummy gold. You can have it as a golden light, you can have it as a pink. And right now I can see, even for me, if I go to my sacral chakra, there's some stuck energy right there right now. So I can just ask it to go. I can just say, all is well, I love you, Ingrid, so much. It's safe to let it go. It's safe to let it go. It's safe to let it go. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I can see it going down into my toes and out through my feet. Right now, there's something that really hit me this today. I just felt this big energy come in, and it came right into my heart, and it's been in my heart all day to the point where I felt like I couldn't breathe. I just send myself love. I send myself love. I send myself love. I love you, Ingrid. I love you, little Ingrid. You say, I love you, little Debbie. I love you, little Lisa. I love you, Joanne. It's okay to release it. It's okay to release it. I am now free. I'm now free. I'm a liberated, divine, and holy woman. I'm a self-healing woman. I allow myself to heal myself, to be free, to unlock the chains, and to live in divine and holy riches and ecstasy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. So do rituals like this every single day. Sometimes I'll do it in the shower. And see the water running on my body and caressing my body and allowing that stagnant energy or the trauma or the rage, the grief to release, because you have to feel it. You have to feel it and then release it so that you can literally reset and recalibrate to a whole new frequency. And you're safe in the emotion. Allow yourself to feel really safe in that, to allow yourself to cry, to allow yourself to scream, to allow yourself to rest and to release it. Okay, guys, I'm sending you so much love. I've got to go and get Aria. A million blessings. I will see you tomorrow.